Part 3. A minute later, I was peeling out of our new driveway. Still unfamiliar with my surroundings, I hunted for signs to the lake. I need to get to Josh before it's too late. A few wrong turns later, I jumped out of the car and ran straight into an open door in the front of the nearest marina building. I was sure this was where the Goodwins said they owned a yacht slip. "Excuse me," I shouted into an empty room.
"Hello there," came a voice from around the corner. "Be there in just a minute."
I tapped on the counter. "Hey, come on!" Minutes later, an old man emerged from behind a wall covered with maps of the lake.
"Well, my friend,"
his left hand finished scratching the back of his pants, then joined the clean hand on the counter.
"What has you in such a hurry?"
"My son." I took a deep breath. "I don't have time to explain. Do you know how I can find the Goodmans?"
They left not too long ago."
"I need you to radio their yacht."
"What's wrong?"
He didn't seem to understand the urgency. Leaning over the counter, I explained the dream and how it must be a warning.
"You think your kid's in danger?"
he asked. "Look, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I need you to hurry up and understand what I am saying to you." I enunciated every syllable very clearly.
"I'll tell you what,"
he said, tapping on the counter. He seemed to be preparing to make me an offer. I smiled impatiently.
"I'm going to grab the key to the patrol unit," he winked. "Follow me."
He moved much slower than I wanted, but this was my best bet. This whole thing was probably just a crazy hallucination, I tried to tell myself. On the slow march to the patrol boat, the marina attendant described the type of training required to operate such a boat. I did not even try to make sense of his words. I was too busy staying on his heels, trying to get him to quicken his pace. Stepping into the boat, he turned to me and whispered,
"I tell you what, I'm going to turn on the siren."
"Oh, good. Thank you," I replied sarcastically. "Just start the boat and let's go." The engine started on the first try, and I sighed with relief.
"Now the Goodmans, they set off about an hour ago. We can catch up pretty fast."
He winked again, and the boat lurched forward. I fell back and landed on the seat. Details of the dream were fading. "I am going to look like a total fool," I confessed to the man. "It's probably nothing at all."
"Eh?"
he shouted over the motor, turning the side of his face towards me and keeping his eyes straight ahead. "Never mind." Just past the docks, we quickly reached top speed. The hull lifted and bobbed. "I can't see anything. This thing is bouncing like a spring." He grinned.
"You want to go fast, or you want to go smooth?"
The wind burned my eyes. Several minutes passed before I felt the boat jerk to the left.
"Up ahead," he pointed. "Yep, be there in 10 minutes.
My eyes darted back and forth until I finally spotted the boat. There! I leaned forward, angry with time and space for standing in the way. And the wind. Even the boat motor was hard to hear over the pressure on my ears. "Do you have binoculars?" I yelled against the wind, then turned to face him. "Binoculars!" If I could just see my son playing with his friend on the deck of the yacht, I would be able to breathe. From the racing patrol boat, I stared at the small white spot still out of reach on the distant sea.
"2 sets in that red box."
He pointed at my feet. Within seconds, I had thrown him the spare set and was adjusting mine. "What is that on the railing? On the bow?" I asked.
"Hold on. Looks like a kid," he answered. "Yeah, dang, you got good eyes. Everyone just walked away. Why they let him play up there?"
A yellow-hooded child was pretending to fly on the rail near the bow on the opposite side from my view. The others were carrying chairs to the opposite end of the boat. "Turn the siren back on," I commanded. The piercing sound made me jump. "They see us!" I tried to yell over the noise, setting down the binoculars. I waved frantically to the other passengers and pointed toward the bow. At the same time, the boy reached for a rail that wasn't there. The group wouldn't have noticed the child's cry for help over the commotion I was making. My hands fell to my side. Everything turned white. I couldn't have shouted if I wanted to. A scrambling yellow blur dropped out of sight behind the distracted crowd.